The devs of Project Zomboid are constantly at work adding new features, items, and generally improving the game they have spent so much time on. While they are doing a great job of adding some features that players have been asking for, and others that generally just improve the game, there are some features that are not in the game, some of which seem surprising considering the depth of the game. So I thought I would compile more features that I would like to see added to the game. The first one is simple. So imagine this. You have a base that you've been living in for months. It is secure and you nearly have all the things you need to be completely self-sufficient. You have seeds so you can grow your own food, you have a fireplace or an oven to keep you warm during the winter, and you have more rainwater collectors than you possibly need realistically. That is until winter comes. You think that the snow falling out of the sky will gather in the rainwater collectors and it will melt into water, but it never does. As of right now, the only way to get water in the winter is to fill up containers from faucets and toilets, loot water dispensers, or go to a lake or river to get water there. Instead, the player should be able to collect snow and turn it into drinkable water. The indie game This War of Mine does this really well. The player has to go outside in the snow, risking them getting sick, collect snow, and then bring it back inside and melt it on a stove in order to turn it into drinkable water. I think this will fit naturally into Project Zomboid, and if I'm being honest, I think this feature will come in due time. But while we're still in winter, let's talk about the next feature I would like to see. The winter can be difficult to survive as farming, fishing, foraging, and trapping yields are all reduced in the snowy season. Therefore, you are mostly reliant on non-perishable foods. But as your stock of canned goods decreases, you have to rely on finding new ways to preserve food that you grow or find earlier in the year. Right now, the only two ways to do that are by refrigerating and jarring said food. But I would like to see more ways to preserve food. For instance, in the winter, if the player has a shovel, maybe they could place the food in the ground to preserve it for a couple of months. This will work like a freezer by reducing the time it takes to spoil. Not only that, but maybe during the summer, the player could craft a table to dehydrate different meats, fruits, and vegetables, which would add in dry or dehydrated foods, some of which could either become non-perishable foods, while others just prolong the lifespan of the food. The last way I would like to see foods preserved is by salting them. There really isn't much to say here besides that it will preserve the food, but maybe you could balance this by requiring upwards of 10 units of salt to preserve one fruit, vegetable, or piece of meat. Again, I think this will fit naturally in the game, and would be in line with what the devs have said in blog posts and forums in the past about having the player craft and use medieval technology and methods to survive in the post-apocalyptic world. Let's continue with talking about food by adding in ways to get more renewable foods. The devs are currently working on this with the introduction of Build 42, which will give us animals like cows and chickens so we can get milk, meat, and eggs from them. But I would like this to go a step further. For instance, the ability to create cheese or yogurt from milk would be a nice addition. However, one of the foods I would like to see be renewable is honey, and of course that means a system of beekeeping. This really wouldn't be a whole new system as the devs already have a system of tracking chickens and when they lay eggs in a coop, which they could just change a little bit to accommodate bees. Mainly, the devs would just have to make new items like a beekeeper suit, the bees, and other related assets. I wouldn't have this as a new skill, but just something you could do if you find the right supplies and read the appropriate magazines. This could also be incorporated with the new skill or skills that would be associated with farm animals. Either way, I think this and adding more ways to get food would be nice. So you were able to get renewable food, preserve it until winter by dehydrating, salting, or freezing it, and now it's time to cook a meal. Instead of eating in silence, would it not be nice to have some music on in the background? Better yet, wouldn't it be nice to play the instruments that could be found in Knox County? The next feature that should be added is just that. Music CDs could also be added as items to be looted. The purpose of this, besides adding realism to the game, could be to reduce stress, boredom, and unhappiness. Not much to say for this entry, but this is something I could see be added to the game. Alright, we're at the last entry for this list, and not only is this a feature I would like to be seen, but it also fixes a gripe that I have with the game. Guns are a great weapon to use in Project Zomboid despite the hesitation a lot of new players have about using them. When you do find a gun, you might be eager to go out and shoot some Zeds, and if you do, your gun will eventually become low in condition. Right now, the only way to restore your gun's condition is to find another gun and repair your gun that way, thus destroying one of the guns in the process. However, that's not super realistic. Instead, I would like to see new add-ons be added related to cleaning guns, so gun oil, a gun cleaning kit, and a metal brush. This could also give the toothbrush a use, as they don't currently have any use in the game. Functionally, this wouldn't add anything to the game, just make things more realistic. However, cleaning your gun could restore up to 80% of the gun's condition, and that percentage could go down after each cleaning. After enough cleanings, cleaning the gun will restore little to no condition at all, so the player will then have to use gun parts from another gun, or maybe find gun parts around the world to fully repair the gun's condition. Well, there you have it. There's the list of features I would like to see be added to the game. What do you think of my list? Were there any that you agreed with or disagreed with? And what features would you like to see be added to the game? If you want to see more features that I think should be added to the game, make sure you go watch this other video I made about it. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe to help out the channel, and as always, have a good one.